Hi, my name is Zoey Boronita Bustamante, and you're watching Box Talk with Luis Madrid. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba.
Let's go. You know it's baby.
You ready, Boronita?
I was born ready.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Box Talk with Luis Madrid. Today we are here in Las Vegas and we are joined by two very special guests. We're here with the young prodigy, Zoey Boronita Bustamante, and her father, Chris Bustamante. How you guys doing today?
Good, Luis, good. Thank you, bro.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having us today. I'm really excited to go ahead and get this interview done and get to know you guys a little bit more, okay?
Yeah, we're excited, man. Thank you.
Cool. So to get us started, can you talk to us a little bit about, just the birthplace of you guys and maybe your introduction to boxing or what type of background you have in boxing?
Absolutely. So I'm from Compton, California, and Zoey was raised here in Vegas. I moved over here when I was young, and this is kind of fairly where boxing started for me. My dad was always a fan of Julio Cesar Chavez, and as a young kid, actually growing up in Compton, he would have these parties with the big old Zenith TV. He'd bring it out, and I remember it was in a wood platform, man, and we would have to pick it up between 4 people, and we'd put it in his garage, and he'd have a whole bunch of chairs, and he'd have the fight. So that's kind of where it caught on to where I started liking boxing, and it's not when we moved over here where there was a boxing gym. It was called Vegas Boxing, and I asked my dad if I could join, and I joined, and I really fell in love with the sport. I love the way it felt. I love the energy that it took in order for you to get through a workout, and it was hard, man, and it really pushed you, and it kind of grew on me. I started watching the sport a little bit more, and that's kind of where it just became a fan, started training kids, and that's where it all pretty much started for me as far as boxing. But as for Zoey, her being around boxing for so many years and me being a fan of boxing and training and her being around it all the time, I think that's where she caught on and she started loving the sport herself.
Okay, and I think I've seen in previous interviews before that I think you have other kids and your other kids were training first and she just kind of saw it and liked it.
Yeah, so Zoey, you want to tell a little bit of how you got started in boxing and how that worked out?
Yes. When I was little, my sisters were sparring each other, and I was just in the room just watching them. I'm like, Dad, I want to do that. Dad, I want to do it. And then I remember, I don't know if it was that night, I was downstairs hitting the boxing bag, and I asked my dad if I could go to a gym, and he said no, because I was way too small. But finally, when I got older, he took me to a boxing gym, and ever since I just loved it.
How old do you have to be in Vegas to start training? Because I know you have to be 8 to fight, right?
Yeah, you have to be 8 years old to fight, but I don't think there's really an age limit.
So she was just like 4 at this time or 3?
She was small, bro. I mean, she's Zoey. I mean, I have video and photos of Zoey wearing boxing gloves as a baby, bro. And I think maybe I put them out there where you guys have seen them. And it's pretty crazy because she's always caught on to the sport.
Right.
But I would say maybe 3 or 4. She just started punching her sisters and always wanting to fight. And she'd always just want to punch me, bro. Like, always punching my stomach, always punching my face. Just always wanting to punch, bro. So it was pretty crazy to see that. And I never really caught on to it until she kept asking me, Dad, train me, Dad, train me. I would come home from work, bro, and I'd be so tired. I'm like, no, not today, Zoey, not today. And, inevitably I fell into what she wanted to. And here we are now. So.
But when I was training at the gym, people were telling my dad, ooh, she's a really good fighter.
Yeah. That's another thing too. Is like, so when we're going to the gym, I had a lot of trainers that would ask me like, hey man, she's really good. She has the footwork, she has the movement, and I would come home and I'd feel really happy about it. And I'm like, are they telling me this because she's a girl? and it's a male-dominant sport, and they're just telling me this to be nice, or do they really see potential? And there was times where Zoey wouldn't even know how to jump rope. She wouldn't do one jump rope. She couldn't do one jump rope, but there was always one thing that me and her had that was practice makes perfect, and she lives by that. And even though she doesn't get it right, she tries to be a perfectionist at it. So it's pretty amazing to just see her development, and to see where she's going with it, at such a young age still. And we haven't even really been out there to make noise, but we're making noise, and she's just doing what she has to do.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's a lot of coaches that they just have an eye for that. Like, even if you don't really know the fundamentals yet and you're barely just starting, you can often see just the raw talent in a kid, like just stuff that's just naturally given, whether it's the power or certain things that you can just see in them.
Yeah, it's amazing. And being around around camps and seeing professionals, you get to see these talents, and your jaw drops when you see talent like that, because this is stuff that you only see on TV. And whenever I see Zoey doing something new, or something that I see a fighter that at her age is just incredible what she's doing, it gives me the goosebumps. And as a father, you're not, you always try to be humble, and you always try to show off your kids as a dad. But I try to really be humble about it, because I know that, just success is better when you do it quietly,
right.
And she does things behind closed doors. We work really hard, not everything is filmed. What everybody sees on Instagram is what we want you to see,
right?
But what are the things that you don't see, and the things that are behind the scenes? And that's the stuff that really motivates me to continue with her, because that's what she wants in her dream to get there. And it takes a lot to get there, and to see her development and the way that she's starting to develop as a fighter as she gets older. It just, the speed, the power, the movements, the head movements, the defense, the offense, it just starts picking up more and more, obviously, because so many years of doing it, it's incredible.
That's awesome, man. Have you guys ever been doing mitts and she accidentally throws the wrong combo and hits you or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there was actually one time, do you want to explain the story? On the one time that you actually punched me in the nose. So it wasn't a combo, we were actually sparring, right?
Okay.
So when Zoey right now Zoey doesn't have any sparring, so I'll get to her level and I'll just, give her taps and move around with her. But she really, she goes all out with me. And there was one that I didn't see coming, and I swear I felt like Marquez on Pacquiao, bro. I got hit so hard. It was like a flash of white. And I didn't mean to go down, but I went down. Like it was a flat. It was hard, bro.
You knocked out your dad?
Yeah, she caught me at the wrong. She caught me too. She hit me. I had pivoted turn, and she caught me with this straight right. And bro, I just remember like my neck, my chin just going back, bro. I'm like, and I just went. Everything went white, bro. And I just went on the floor, and then all of a sudden, trickle of blood. I was bleeding from my nose like crazy.
And then I'm like, Daddy.
She started crying. She runs inside. There's blood. I'm dripping blood. My wife comes in, my kids, babe, what's wrong? She doesn't know how to feel. She's crying but feeling happy that she knocked me down. So yeah, no, she has hit me. She's hit me more than once for sure. And they feel snappy, they hurt. And Zoey tends to not go too hard on me, when we're sparring. She tells me that she doesn't go 100%, but I don't know about that day, man. I don't know. That day I felt like she went 110, because that shit hurt.
Was she like grounded or something? She probably took it out on you?
I don't
she was
know.
on punishment or
I don't
something?
know. Were you punished that day that you had to hit me that hard or what, buddy?
We were just sparring.
Yeah, she just laid it on me
She
that
was
day,
holding
man.
it in.
She's like, no, I'm not holding back.
All right. Sounds good, man. Well, next I would like to get into a little bit about just into some current events. How has this pandemic been treating you guys? How did you guys take it in?
You know, it's different. We haven't been in the gym since March. And the only reason why is because as of right now, with everything going on, the uncertainties, the unknowns of any vaccinations or anything being safe, I don't want to take the risk with her, with my family, with my grandparents, with my parents, you know what I mean? So it's like, I got to think about it too. We're blessed to be able to have a gym, and we're supported by Tidal, and, you know, they help us with a lot of the equipment, so it makes it easy for us too, and they support Zoey. And, you know, so for us, we're super blessed and lucky to be able to have a gym to utilize. I know a lot of people don't have the gyms or the necessities to do so, and, you know, I could imagine how hard it is for them dealing with all that right now. But for us, you know, it's been tough because Zoe's used to sparring a lot. You know, Zoe's used to going out and running and doing things that involve groups, and unfortunately we can't do that right now. So it has taken a toll. How long it's gonna last until we go back to the gym, I'm not sure. I've been wanting to go back to the gym, but at the same time, I don't want to be selfish like that, and I need to think about my family at the same time. But it's been hard and, you know, difficult.
What do you think you miss the most about the gym?
Well, what I miss about the gym is my sparring partners, because that's where you get the work in and where you like act like you're really actually fighting. And I also miss my coaches because sometimes they tell you what to do, and my dad's also my coach too, but like whatever my coach tells me to do, my dad's here to watch me to see if I do it right.
Okay, cool. What about everything else with just life in general? How's school and stuff like that? Are they homeschooling right now?
You know, homeschooling is different. You know, I know my wife is the one that's dealing with the homeschooling, and it's hard. You know, I think it's hard on everybody. You gotta understand, these kids are used to being, you know, sociable and being out in school, and for them having to be at home, and you know, it takes a toll on them. So, you know, you can imagine being at home all day, you know, doing schoolwork, and then coming downstairs, eating, and then, you know, being done with school, doing homework downstairs, and then coming to the gym right in the garage. So kind of gets repetitive, you know, it becomes the same thing over and over again. So it's challenging, man. I feel like it's gonna be challenging until something, you know, something changes with this whole coronavirus. But
do you guys ever try to like mix it up a little bit and maybe go do mitts at the park or something, just to kind of get away from the
you know, I tried thinking about doing things like that, like going, you know, to the family, to the mountains or something, doing a run or hike, something, just mixing it up. And it's just been so unsettling, so uneasy, that we're kind of planning into that as of right now. But you know, you turn into the news and you see all these things that just, you know, fill your brain up with so much crap, and it scares you. You don't want to go out anywhere or do things. So, you know, that's challenging, and I think that's going to be the challenging part for a lot of athletes too, because not only do they have to think about just themselves, but they have to think about their families. Because we can easily go to the gym, but, you know,
it's a little selfish at times.
It's a little selfish, especially right now. You know, we don't know if there's a vaccine or something that's going to be able to cure this, or, you know, the unknown, you know, pretty
right.
much. So, you know, but as far as a family though, you know, we try to stay, you know, happy and motivated, and I try to stay, you know, just focused on what's important right now. And I think the important thing right now is family.
And I would imagine the family kind of feeds off your energy too. So.
Absolutely. You know, and I'm a type of person that I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is I think about a text of motivation to send to my family. It's a quote of the day, something that will ignite something in them, so that they can go out and not just only, it'll empower them, but inspire maybe others along.
And so another to change things on a little bit of a more positive note, I guess. You had a birthday recently, right? Was it in July?
Yes.
Yeah. How was it? I saw you had the whole slide and everything. Did you have fun?
Yes, it was amazing. I got to slide down, and it was so much fun because, it was also my day off because, on my birthday you get to rest and
Right.
stuff. And it was really amazing. I had done it with my whole family.
Yeah. Well, happy belated birthday. When was it?
It was on July.
July 11
July
already? 11 years old? Big
Yeah.
11 years old, man. Already. It's crazy. She's out. I mean, and the crazy thing was we were supposed to go to the tournament in Reno. Do you want to tell them about the tournament?
Yeah. In Reno, we were supposed to go to the tournament, but ever since COVID-19 happened, they had canceled it, and I was really ready to fight, but since it happened, I was all sad about it because I was really ready, and we were all planning to go with my family, well, not family,
Just team.
the team
Yeah.
that at the gym, and it just canceled, so we had just trained inside our house.
How long before the tournament did you guys find out?
You know what's crazy is this was around. I think it was around. I don't quite remember, but it was. We had already booked the hotel. We had already booked the flights because we were gonna fly over there. And we were ready to go. And this was Zoey's first big tournament. I mean, we're gonna face majority of the girls out there in her weight class, so we were gonna see where she was at. But it took maybe two. They had canceled it. Once I had booked the hotel, probably a week after, they had sent us an email that they were gonna cancel everything. Yeah, so it was a bummer. The kids had trained really hard. Zoey was as ready as can be. I mean, we had traveled to California, got sparring with majority of the girls there, and I mean, it was good, but things happen for a reason, and right now I think not only just us, but millions of people around the world are in the same situation. So it's hard to stay dedicated. It's hard to stay motivated, especially not only if you're dealing with issues in life, but as an athlete, it's hard. So I encourage all the athletes out there that really don't have the necessities or anything like that, or just try to find it in yourselves to continue on your journey and stay focused.
For sure, man. Thank you for sharing that. And was that gonna be her first fight, or does she already have some fights under her
No,
belt?
so that was gonna be her first fight. It was gonna be her first fight, which a lot of people are shocked whenever I tell Zoey that it's gonna be her first fight. Yeah, it was gonna be her first fight, and we have to just stop. And then right now, I see that there's other sparring, other amateur events going on. But like I said, right now,
It's just not worth it.
there's no risk reward right now for her. I mean, she's 11. We still got a long time to go. A lot of growth. She's developing more, and that's just the journey we're in right now. And unfortunately, things happen for a reason. So.
And most of those events are test events anyways, right? They're not even sure if it's gonna work out or anything.
Yeah, the thing about those events, sometimes you're pre-matched and they make sure that you have certain matches, but it can get hard and difficult sometimes going out there, and sometimes that they won't have the matches, and it'll just be like that.
Right. To get into it a little bit, I just want to talk a little bit more about just some of the TV experience, some of the previous projects. How was that experience with Steve Harvey and working with PBS and all that stuff? I've watched all of that. It's been really cool, and I'm sure it gives her a lot of exposure too.
Yeah, it does give her exposure. Everyone has its own different experiences, man. It's I think everyone is special in its own way. Zoey first started with Fox Sports. She did a UFC commercial. That was her first thing, and that was really cool. Then after that came, she did a news station, which was Fox 5, and did a full story on it. And when they did that, it was under the Mayweather-McGregor fight, and then they featured her afterwards, which was pretty cool. This was here in Vegas. And then after that, she did the Steve Harvey show. And that experience was really cool because it was planned for about a month and a half, 2 months, and it was a waiting experience because it was just one of those big time shows that, you know, it's just gonna be on national TV. So
And he was funny.
Yeah, it was pretty insane, man. Cause you know, we got there. They had they flew us out. We got a hotel, and just the experience. It was quick. It was literally a 2-day experience. So we got in that night, filmed the next morning, and left that day. So it was quick. It was a quick turnaround, and just the experience all around, man, it's surreal. Everything that you would probably expect it to be behind the scenes with the whole, you know, air and just the posters, and like you just see everything is just so big and just Hollywood, man. And the cool experiences that you can never just forget, bro, because it's just they're big, and you know, for her I think it was biggest exposure she had at that time. And then when Nike came about, that was pretty cool because they wanted to showcase Zoey on a Nike commercial, and it was about women empowerment. So, you know, and then the sponsorship happened, and then just other things have happened along with that, with Nike and Tidal, and, you know, so it's been a journey, man, and it's been fun. And then the PBS thing was cool too. That was an experience of its own, and it's talking about the pandemic and how kids are living through the pandemic. So, you know, and you guys can check that out on YouTube. It's on PBS Voices.
We'll post the link on
yeah, and you know, you can see what kids are going through, and just which her workout regimen is. You know, small, brief little segment they did, but you know, again, they're showcasing Zoey, which is pretty cool. It's just someone that they see that can inspire other children as well, which is pretty cool that she can do that. So, and at the end of the day, that's the goal, to be able to do that. But I mean, as far as your experiences, you can talk about which one's your favorite, maybe your favorite one that you ever did.
My favorite one was probably Nike.
The Nike commercial? That was insane, bro.
And it's also inspiring others to follow their dreams too.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of awesome athletes on there. Huh? I think it was like Marlena Sparks.
It was,
Serena
but
Williams.
What's crazy is when we got to the set, the street was closed. This was in LA, right? Close to the Staples Center. And they pick up Zoey in a big old Escalade. And I mean, she's treated VIP all the way, bro. Like, it's super insane. It's almost like you want to pinch yourself because you fly first class. They pick you up in an Escalade. They take your stuff up. You got chauffeurs that take your stuff up. The bedroom is grand.
They had a sign with my name on it.
They had a sign with your name on it. I mean, it was just the whole nine, right? So we get in, and I think we fall asleep. We wake up the next morning. They pick us up, and when we're getting to the set, they have about 6 trailers.
Oh yeah.
And it's massive. The street's closed, and we pull up, and we're like, "Hey, we're here," you know. And we thought it was just, but the crazy thing is that the whole thing that was shut down and shut was just for Zoey, and all those 6 trailers was just for Zoey.
That's crazy.
And as soon as she got in, like, she had a whole bunch of like chefs who were like, "Hey, would you like to eat?"
Oh
We have a menu, and they showed her the menu, and I mean, it was just, it's insane.
That's awesome.
It's insane, and you kind of just get the little taste of the possibilities of
future.
what could be. Yeah, and that's inspiring, man. It's just not only that, it's just super motivating, and not just that, just, you know, the experience in itself, the attention that they put at, you know, Nike's the best. Right? They really absolutely take care of their athletes and what they stand for and what they go for. You know, me and Zoey always like Nike regardless. So this is just.
I've been wearing Nike for a long time.
Yeah, so for her being sponsored and the blessings that she gets, and you know, it's just the cherry on top.
Yeah.
It's been a fun ride.
That's awesome, man. Another thing I wanted to ask you guys, kind of a little bit on the same topic of, you know, the popularity and being noticed and exposure and whatnot. How are things for you guys whenever, I mean, you live in the capital of fighting basically, so whenever there's like a big fight here and maybe you guys are on the strip or anything like that, do a lot of people kind of notice you guys and take pictures and stuff like that during fight week?
You know what? I wouldn't say a lot, but it's surprisingly to see how many people do recognize Zoey, and it's super cool and humbling because they see her experience, they see her journey, and when they meet her, they kind of just like their jaw drops, like, oh look, there's this little girl, and you know, for me, it's super cool, man, that she's taking this journey at such a young age, because if you look at the sport of boxing, it's just so male dominant, and the women's, you know, it's just the exposure that it gets is just not there. And for her to be such a young age and already do so many things at her age and come this far, you know, what's the next 10, 11 years gonna have in store for Zoey? Can we change the game of boxing? Can we change the perspective of how people see women's boxing? You know, because you look at UFC and guys get excited when females are fighting in the UFC. Like, it's a hype thing. Like, you know, it's like two men fighting each other. Why can't we get that same kind of hype for women? You know what I mean? I don't know if boxing, you know, just in general, they're doing the right thing by promoting women the way that they promote the men, with this just ferociousness and the commercials. But Zoey works hard, and if not harder than a lot of the men and even champions. And I can attest to that, and you know, we can, you know, she's worked with Benavides brothers, they can attest to that. Zoey's a hard worker, man, and for me to see that, and for me to see that another boy has a potential that probably works less as hard, because he's a boy, has the possibilities of him making more money than she'll ever get. It's kind of just, you know, it's unsettling. It's not something that, you know, that just suits with me fine, because I know her potential, and I know that our potential and how far we can go with it.
Right. Okay, awesome, understood. The last thing that I want to talk to you guys a little bit is just as far as like mentors. I'm sure you guys have quite a few friends in the industry. Do you guys have any like mentors or any other boxers that kind of talk to you guys often?
You know, Zoey has a few fighters that she talks to, but there's some that she's close with. Who are some of the fighters that you're cool with?
Teofimo Lopez, Marilyn Gonzalez. She's a good fighter too. She's a
National champion.
yeah, national champion. Yeah. And who else?
Talk to Marlene Esparza.
Oh yeah, Marilyn Esparza.
And there's some that, I don't know if we can say, but there's something that's going to be coming out with Marlene and Zoey pretty soon too.
We'll just leave it at that. We don't want you to accidentally say anything.
Yeah, no, but that's exciting news. Marlene and Zoey have some cool coming up.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you know, she's Teofimo Lopez, awesome, man. This guy, just incredible person. The moment he came in the gym, he started helping Zoey out. I mean, he was working out, doing his own thing, preparing for his own fights. But he would literally, you know, walk up to Zoey and like, hey, you don't do this right. You need to do these foot movements a certain way, or your hands a certain way, and he would start doing movements around the ring, and Zoey would mimic him, follow me. So, dude, that was insane. Just watching it, like, I'm looking at this kid, like, dude, you're the future of boxing. And Teofimo can even say, because you know, when he first started, I remember sitting down with him at the gym a couple times and telling him face to face, like, dude, people don't know this yet, but you are the hidden gem of boxing, and this is before he was knocking dudes out cold. And sure enough, he came out and, you know, doing his thing. But Teofimo, Virgil Ortiz is another cool guy. He's always, you know, he'll message Zoey, and every time he has a fight here in Vegas, he'll stop by the gym and he'll come say hi to Zoey and take it. Super humble dude. But, you know, Gabriel Flores is another dude that we see that's, you know, always Always cool. The Magdalenos, Benavides brothers. I mean, we've had so many. We've been very fortunate, man, to work with so many fighters. And she's been fortunate to be able to, be in touch with all these fighters, and for them to follow her, which is pretty cool too, because they follow her journey. They see the talent, so they follow her. So it's pretty cool to see that. That's some of my favorite fighters. I don't even get followed by these fighters. My daughter's getting followed by them. That's pretty cool. I'm jelly, man. I'm jealous. Nah, but I tell her this, look, I retired from getting pictures and becoming a fighting fan because Zoey became my favorite fighter, bro. Like, really, what do I have to, you know what I mean? She's literally my favorite fighter, man. I enjoy working with her and just spending time with her, and, so it's just become just super cool to be in this journey with her.
Awesome.
There was this one time also we were driving to the gym. I'm like, Dad, who's your favorite fighter? And then he's like, it's you. I'm like, wait, what? Me? I'm like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, do you know what it?
What?
I don't know how to explain it.
You just felt some
Like,
type of way.
yeah.
She got emotional because she looked at me like, wait a minute, I thought you had like a favorite fighter.
She didn't expect that.
Yeah, she didn't expect that, and she kind of got teary, and she's like, dang, like, I probably am my dad's favorite fighter.
Cool. That's awesome, man. The next segment that I want to get into is just a few fight breakdowns. I have 3 fights for you guys, and just let me know what you think about them. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. The first one that I have for you guys is the Boronita Davis Leo Santa Cruz at 130.
Man, it's gonna be tough. Leo Santa Cruz is a well-rounded, all-around pretty boxer. He has long length, great jab. If he keeps Gervonta Davis from the outside and fights him in the outside and sticks that jab all night, he has a chance. But if Gervonta Davis eats up those punches and closes in and zeroes in on him, Leo Santa Cruz is gonna have a hard time. And I mean, look, Luis, you probably know as well as I do, Gervonta Davis has some power, man,
Yeah.
and he packs that power. So it's gotta be interesting to see this fight. But I see Gervonta Davis finishing with a knockout.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my take on it. What about you, Zoe? Same?
I think so too. He walks through punches,
Yeah.
and he would try to find the right one to throw.
I think the weight is gonna be interesting too. If Gervonta's not gonna be too drained to make 130,
Yeah,
I think because he's gonna be dangerous early,
yeah.
like the first 4 or 5 rounds, and if Leo can take the hard punch and take him into deeper
That's what
water,
I'm
that's
talking
when it
about.
might get interesting.
Yeah, it could be an interesting fight. Like I said, if Leo uses his reach, as he did with Mares. You see, Mares is a shorter fighter, but he was attacking Santa Cruz.
The
First fight.
Yeah.
And I believe that Tank might do the same thing, but Tank's
Tank.
Tank's Tank, man.
All right, cool. The next one, well, I might as well not even ask you this because this is your guys' friend, but Lomachenko versus Teofimo.
Sorry. Go ahead and answer this one, Zoe.
I think Teofimo Lopez is gonna win because he listens to his coaches. And he gives 110% every day.
He's just stronger. And faster.
Yeah, he's stronger and faster.
And we're biased because
And because
we know
he's your
him.
friend.
Yeah.
So next question. And the final one, the final fight breakdown is this one's not official yet, but it looks like it's pretty close. The Miguel Berchelt and Oscar Valdez at 130 for WBC.
Man. You know what? Miguel Berchelt. Yeah, stronger fighter. The problem with Valdez is you gotta understand when a fighter gets hurt and has been in the wars that Valdez has been in. If you look at the fights currently that Valdez has been in, they haven't been the very best of Valdez. He's been knocked down, and that's gonna play a factor in this. This could be possibly, I wouldn't say the end of Valdez, but just the end of that peak where I feel like Burchell will knock him out. Yeah, I feel like Burchell will knock him out just because you see what's his name did to Valdez in that fight. The kid.
Was it Blue Nose?
Blue Nose Adam Lopez. What he did to Valdez, I mean, and that was a what did he take the fight in a
3-day notice
or something like that? So Burchell's Burchell, man. He's not the WBC champion for no reason. So it'll be a tough battle, and if anything, I think it'll be Valdez's like last hoorah if he really gives it his all, because dude, Valdez has given us wars.
Yeah.
He's giving us wars. I mean,
And then I
that's
feel like
something
he's
that you
like
take your hat off to.
he's kind of like in the middle of like, I don't know if you want to call it like a transformation, like almost trying to get a new identity with Canelo. They're making him a little bit more of a boxer, more
what
defensive.
it is? You know what it is, Luis? And I've talked to fighters. And they tell me when they get hit a certain way, bro, it's a mental thing. And when you get hit hard a certain way and you get knocked down a certain way, when you go into a next fight, bro, it's a mental thing, bro. You got to think about how Pacquiao felt having a fight again after he got knocked down at Market.
Right.
Bro, he mentally, that punch is still coming at him.
It's in the back of your
Yeah,
head.
it's in the back of his head. So if you look at his fights, Pacquiao's fights, from the moment he got down to Marquez, they were kind of like in a little cruise control. They weren't fast paced and strong like they used to be. Why? Because the punches have an effect on you. So yeah, I feel like with all these wars that Valdez has been in, it's gonna take a toll. You're gonna have the wear and tear in your body. Valdez is a great fighter all around, but I don't know if he has enough left in the gas tank to continue giving us these wars, because if you really think about his career, they've been all wars, bro. They've been all wars where he's just, they're wars, bro. He goes in there to fight. He's just.
Well, regardless of the decision, I feel like it's still gonna be an awesome fight for however long it lasts.
Yeah, it'll be a great fight. I think they're both gonna go at it, and they're just two Mexican warriors, bro.
Yeah, cool. Well, to finish up here, I have a segment called 12 Rounds of Boxing. All it is just 12 random little rapid fire questions. Most of them have nothing to do with boxing,
All right, cool.
and require just kind of a short answer. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, yes.
All right,
You
cool.
want me to go first and then Zoe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not sure if all of them will apply to you, but I'll see which ones do.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and do 12 rounds of boxing with Zoey Bustamante and Chris Bustamante. So the first question is, what is the very first thing that you think about when you wake up in the morning?
Oh, is it me?
Either one.
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
the first thing I think about when sorry, the first thing
Well, what do you think about this? All right, repeat the question.
All right.
yes, please.
So question number one is, what is the first thing that crosses your head when you wake up in the morning?
When I wake up in the morning is me getting ready to train. Yeah, me getting ready
Yeah.
to train in the mornings, doing my running, exercises, jump rope. Every morning I do that.
Okay. And then question number two is, what is your favorite subject in school?
Art.
Art?
Art is my favorite.
So you
I
can
love
draw or
drawing.
anything?
She's a good drawer painter, bro.
Yeah?
It's crazy. Yeah, she has that little talent where that's her escape from like boxing and from everything. Is you'll find Zoe just drawing or painting something. Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
she's
I seen
decent.
that on the, what was it? One of the documentaries. I think
Oh,
it
No
was the
Days Off.
Days
No
Off.
No Days Off. Yeah.
I drew a picture of myself.
And I saw when your mom is on there and she's like, this is when she's just my sweet little girl.
Oh, yeah,
and
me
then-
Oh,
drawing.
yeah.
And then, but then when she's in the ring, I don't even recognize that person.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you transform and you just like turn mean and ready to fight, or is it just natural?
It's just natural
You don't even
because
realize it.
whenever I'm in the ring, I turn into Boronita mode. So I'm focused, I do what I have to do, and when I'm not in the ring, I'm just Zoey. I like to color, be with my family.
Okay, awesome. I think I know the answer to this one, and I'll tell you after, but let's see if I'm right.
Okay.
The next question is, what is your favorite cheat snack or cheat meal? Like basically when you're not on your diet, like
Oh,
a junk
It's one of your go-to junk foods.
I would
Think
say
about it, dude.
I would say ice cream.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Cause I see you guys like often. Well, before COVID, you guys were always going on like ice cream dates, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Instagram.
She loves ice cream. Man, we got a thing with ice cream.
Cool.
Maybe 'cause
What's your
it's
flavor?
Vegas and it's
What's your
hot.
favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor, well, I actually have two. It's
man.
mint chocolate chip and Rocky Road.
Okay, cool. And then the next question number 4 is, what movie or movies have made you cry before?
The Lion King.
The Lion King. I think that made all of us cry before.
Yeah.
That's a sad
That part
movie.
where Mufasa just dies
Yeah.
and Simba's just
No.
Yeah. That hits me, bro. Like, I think everybody, man.
Don't make me cry no more.
Yeah, nah, that's yeah. You gotta shed a little tear, bro. If not, you're not human. You know.
Question number 5 is, what is your favorite cartoon?
My favorite cartoon is probably SpongeBob.
Hey, I love SpongeBob. I still watch SpongeBob.
Yeah. That's so sad, bro.
I actually
Never let that
funny
inner child out.
funny story about that is when they first started Disney Plus, I guess they like put everything on Disney Plus, but then they were like, SpongeBob lovers, we're gonna put SpongeBob on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
And to this day I haven't seen it, so they need to hurry up and put
I
that
know,
on so I
man.
can
Oh,
watch
that's true, huh?
watch a bunch
Yeah.
of SpongeBob on Netflix.
Yeah, some reruns.
Me and my sister watched SpongeBob upstairs.
That's awesome.
You
I
know,
love
it's crazy
SpongeBob.
because we're hardly able to watch TV because our routine's so rigorous that it's just barely able to watch TV. So it's interesting to know that was her favorite cartoon. I didn't even know.
I never even used to watch TV
Yeah.
until when there was no sports and stuff. I had to force
You're
myself
like,
to
you're
watch
like,
Netflix.
let's see what's on now.
Yeah. I watched so many rerun fights during
Yeah.
the pandemic, just a bunch of old Chavez fights with Camacho and just a bunch of reruns.
Favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, question number 6 is, what is your favorite exercise to do, and what is your non-favorite, like the one that you, when it's time to do that exercise and you just cringe, like, oh.
Let's see. Favorite, not favorite.
I love doing push-ups. The one that I don't like doing is
Say,
well, it is fun to do because you do get your muscles right here. It's like I have it over there, but it's like where you like
it's a stick, the long stick with the weight in the middle, and you have to twist it. And it just works.
it really burns and it's like ah.
Okay, cool. Question number 7, and for this one, you don't have to imagine that you're a boxer. You could just imagine that you're not on a diet and everything is cool. Okay. So for question number 7, if you were forced to eat the same thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I don't know. Probably.
I mean, you have to eat it forever, dude. So what would it be?
Well, I do like salad though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do like pizza.
So,
Yeah, I think pizza sounds better. I don't know about salad for the rest of
yeah,
your
I
life.
don't think. Yeah, it'd be kind of boring.
And you don't have to diet because in that life you're not a boxer, so.
Yeah, so just pizza for
Pizza,
life.
yeah.
That's what it is, man. Cheese pizza? Pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Oh God, you're awful. Pepperoni is terrible, man.
You like cheese pizza?
You know, I'm a cheese guy.
That's
I think
crazy.
you know what got me into that? Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone.
Mm.
You know when he's getting in the
Oh.
limo and he goes, fresh pizza. It just opens out in the steam. Well, ever since I was a kid, every time I always wanted one on deck. Every time a movie popped up, I was like, I need a cheese pizza.
Alright.
Yeah.
Question number 9 is, what would you do if you were face to face with the lion?
Ooh. Well, if I run away, it would get me, but I would have been like,
You wouldn't try to box it?
no. It would have ate me.
Stay still.
I would probably act like a statue or something.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy that punches the kangaroo?
Oh yeah, and the kangaroo's
For
fighting him.
real?
The kangaroo
He's
gets
just
stuck.
like, really?
The kangaroo's like, whoa, bro, did you just hit me? Did I just get
That
socked?
was a nice cross too.
Yeah, but you just see the camera
I was
like,
what?
what the fuck just hit me, bro? Yeah, that was hilarious, bro. Yeah, you gotta see it.
Okay, question number 10 is what bug or insect scares you the most or annoys you the most?
Basically all of them. I do not like stuff that crawls. Right now I'm itchy.
Yeah. Yeah, she's Zoe's a scaredy cat.
Is there any scorpions out here in Vegas?
You know, thankfully not here. There are in Vegas, but not around this area of our home, thankfully.
Good, because
Yeah.
Zoe would flip out.
Yeah, she flips out with any bug, man.
Okay, cool. Question number 11 is do you keep up with any other sports outside of boxing? Like basketball, football? Are you like a big fan, like a diehard fan, or not really?
Well, I don't really know.
No, she doesn't follow sports that much. I would say, if anything, she tries to be a bandwagoner and be just a Laker and Dodger fan like her dad. But
Like at school, I do play basketball or
But you don't
soccer, but I
follow.
don't. Yeah.
Okay. And then the final question is if you were stuck in an island for 3 months and you could only listen to one music artist for those 3 months, who would it be?
listen, I'm a single artist. For me,
For 3 months straight, just
for
the same
me,
artist.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna have to say Nipsey Hussle.
That you were gonna
Hustle
say.
and motivate, try to get me out of that island, bro. You know what I mean? Play some motivational songs,
I thought
but
you were gonna say Ramon Ayala.
so that's true. Don't you have like this one artist that you listen to called that the girls always Harvey?
No.
No? I don't know. No? You don't have
Well, usually I don't really play songs. Usually whenever I'm working out, my dad plays any songs.
So
but-
that's the DJ.
yeah.
bro, so
So I don't really have.
okay,
I'll leave it on-
one of Zoe's favorite songs is the one by Lil Wayne.
But that would be tough though, listening to the same song. At least I'm giving you an artist.
Yeah, that's true. Zoe, that's on you. You got to listen to birds chirping all day in that island. Right? Because you don't know any artists. None whatsoever.
I'm honestly surprised. Usually when you're little like that, you have
Yeah,
like
you
you're like a big fan of somebody.
You know, that's what I tell Zoe, man. She'll be in the gym and I'm like, you want to put music on? Like, I'll tell her, like, you want some music? You want to
I
listen
don't
to
care.
No, okay. I'm like, all right. I'll
This
put-
question wasn't for Zoe.
I'll
We'll
put,
just leave it at
yeah,
Nipsey.
we'll just leave it for me. I'll put salsa, merengue,
Nipsey.
Nipsey,
Cool,
corridos,
cool.
whatever the mood is, rap, hip hop, R&B,
Hey,
jazz.
Cool. Hey man, well before we let you guys go, do you guys have any final words for your fans, supporters, family, and any social media?
Yeah, we just want to thank everybody who has supported us throughout Zoe's journey. It's been incredible. I appreciate you coming out here from Arizona,
For having
and
us.
everybody continue supporting Luis. He's a really good guy. Bright future ahead of him with boxing, and we're happy that we were lucky enough that you came out here to interview us for Box Talk. Man. So,
Sure. Appreciate it, man. Any social media you guys want to give out to the fans?
yeah, Boronita Bustamante 1. It's Boronita Bustamante 1. Boronita Bustamante 1. You guys can follow her journey there, and also on YouTube, Boronita Bustamante.
Perfect. Sounds good, man. Well, thank you so much for having us today, and thank you everybody for watching another episode of Box Talk with Luis Madrid. Take care and God bless everybody. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Let's go. You know it's baby.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Box Talk with Luis Madrid. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know who you would like us to interview next. And stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you very much, and God bless you.